Max is furious after horrible qualifying. Leclerc misses out on pole after close call, and Norris reveals how he snatched pole from Leclerc. Let's get into the latest F1 news. Today we're diving into a heated moment from the recent Monaco Grand Prix involving two of the biggest names in Formula One, Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen. Following a thrilling qualifying session, a significant incident caught the attention of both fans and officials. After a near miss on the track, Hamilton and Verstappen were seen having a discussion. This conversation unfolded just after a situation that left many wondering about the dynamics between the two drivers. In case you missed it, there was a startling turn of events for Hamilton. During qualifying, he was involved in an incident where it was alleged that he impeded Verstappen's flying lap. As a result, the FIA initiated an investigation into the matter. Initially, Hamilton faced a 3-place grid penalty, leaving him to ponder what had gone wrong. During the qualifying lap, Verstappen, on an impressive pace, approached the slower-moving Hamilton, who was in a Ferrari and attempting to maneuver out of the way. However, Verstappen expressed his frustration over the radio, vividly reacting to the situation. He vented, "Whoa, mate, Lewis, massive impeding that!" His fiery message conveyed the intensity of the moment and set the scene for heated reactions. The aftermath of the incident resulted in a provisional P5 for Verstappen, while Hamilton initially secured P4. However, the FIA's swift action to penalize Hamilton pushed him down to P7. As the dust settled, both drivers exited their cars and sought to clear the air about the near miss. In a turn of events, Verstappen shifted the blame away from Hamilton, pointing fingers instead at Ferrari and the radio miscommunication that had contributed to the clash. Ferrari certainly found themselves in a tough spot during this incident, facing the backlash of what occurred. Communication breaks down on the radio, and both drivers weren't fully aware of each other's positions, leading to confusion and tension that could have been avoided. This incident not only showcases the pressure that drivers face on the track, but also the nuances of teamwork and communication within the sport. As fans, we can appreciate how swiftly situations can escalate in such a fast-paced environment, and how crucial it is for teams to ensure clarity among their drivers to prevent further misunderstandings. So, as we look back on this Monaco GP incident, it's clear that while tempers can flare on the track, the conversations that follow can be just as significant. Hamilton and Verstappen may have had their differences in that moment, but ultimately, their willingness to discuss it afterward highlights a level of respect between competitors who are all vying for the same goal: victory in the world of Formula One. Stick around for more updates and insights as we continue to follow this thrilling season. In the latest chatter around the Monaco Grand Prix, tensions have flared between Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton. Following the recent incidents in qualifying, Verstappen expressed his thoughts on the grid penalties and incidents that unfolded. He pointed out a past event at the Qatar Grand Prix where he received a one-place grid drop for impeding another driver, George Russell. This situation led to heated discussions and showcased the scrutiny drivers face regarding their on-track behavior. Reflecting on the current situation, Verstappen acknowledged that it wasn't Hamilton's fault. He highlighted a miscommunication from Ferrari that led Hamilton to believe Verstappen was on a slow lap, prompting Hamilton to accelerate. Verstappen mentioned, "I even got a one-place grid penalty, like not even impeding on a fast lap," raising questions about consistency in penalties across different incidents. It's clear that while the drivers respect each other's skills, these moments of tension illustrate the high stakes of Formula One. On another front, Hamilton faced challenges after a crash in Free Practice 3, putting Ferrari under pressure as they raced against the clock to repair his car. With the Monaco Grand Prix on the horizon, fans eagerly await the outcome. The unpredictability of the race weekend, with Hamilton's potential grid drop and Red Bull's strategic preparations, leaves room for exhilarating drama. Stay tuned for more updates as the Monaco Grand Prix unfolds, showcasing the grit and resilience of these elite drivers. Lando Norris has just made headlines by snatching a record-breaking pole position at the iconic Monaco Grand Prix. This moment is monumental not just for Norris, but it also highlights a shift in his approach to racing. He emphasizes a mindset of driving smarter, not quicker, which he believes played a pivotal role in his success during the race weekend. Despite this noteworthy achievement, Norris hesitates to label it a breakthrough. In an intriguing statement, he shared that such a title requires more than just one impressive performance. It needs consistency. Reflecting on his previous successes, Norris recalled his last pole position during the opening round of the 2025 season, which he managed to convert into a stellar win at the Australian Grand Prix. Unfortunately, that momentum didn't carry through, as he faced challenges in securing further pole positions and victories, leaving room for his teammate Oscar Piastri to take the championship lead. This season has been particularly daunting for Norris. The complexities of Formula One racing have made it difficult for him to piece together a full race weekend. Each event has presented unique challenges that have hindered his ability to showcase his talent consistently. However, in Monaco, it seemed like all the necessary pieces were finally falling into place. On that exhilarating Saturday afternoon, Norris not only clinched pole position, but also shattered the previous track record with a stunning lap time of 1:09.954, a feat that left his competitors reeling, especially the beloved hometown hero, Charles Leclerc. In the post-qualifying press conference, Norris shared his thoughts on this significant achievement. He said, "To classify it as a breakthrough, I think you also need consistency of results." He views the day as an encouraging step forward, emphasizing the importance of building on this success in the races to come. Norris expressed a dual perspective on his progress. He recognizes this performance as a sign of improvement, but also insists it's vital to replicate such results consistently. "I'm very happy about it, but it's still one weekend," he explained. His aspirations extend beyond just one great performance. He aims to maintain this high level of competitiveness throughout the remainder of the season. Looking forward, Norris sets his sights on future races in Barcelona and Canada. He articulates a clear goal for himself and his team to achieve consistent performance that matches what he demonstrated in Monaco. He remains hopeful that with teamwork and dedication, he can rise to the challenge. As the excitement builds for the Monaco Grand Prix race day, fans can't help but be eager to see if Norris can translate this momentum into a strong showing on the racetrack. While he savors the triumph of the moment, it's clear that Lando Norris is not simply satisfied with a single pole position. He is determined to transform this into a season of success. Stay tuned as we follow Norris and the McLaren team in what promises to be an electrifying season ahead, filled with the ups and downs that are the essence of Formula One racing. But certainly today was a step in the right direction, and that's all I need for now. Lando Norris has faced consistency challenges this season, and while his performance in Australia started strong, it eventually dwindled. Although he showed improvement overall, minor hiccups plagued his races, like poor starts or miscalculations during qualifying. While teammate Oscar Piastri maintained a smooth championship run, Norris fought hard to reclaim his form. The question arises, what sparked Norris's remarkable Saturday in Monaco? Was it his growth as a driver or the car's upgrades? Norris gave insight, explaining that it was a blend of both. The unique Monaco layout demanded an aggressive driving approach, which he adapted to. He shared, "It's a lot more risk commitment and also things that I've been working on to improve." His return to form was evident as he stated, "Today was probably the first time since Australia that I've really put it all together. It wasn't just about speed, it was about making smarter decisions behind the wheel." This achievement in Monaco held significant value for him, given the challenges he faced recently. He remarked, "It may not seem like a lot, but for me, it's quite a big thing." As we look ahead, the excitement surrounding the Monaco GP and its implications for both Norris and Piastri is palpable. Will Norris maintain this momentum and deliver consistent performances? Only time will tell as the season unfolds. Join us as we eagerly watch Norris and the McLaren team tackle the thrilling world of Formula One racing. Kimi Antonelli faced a heartbreaking end to his Monaco Grand Prix qualifying session with a crash that occurred just moments before the conclusion of qualifying one. The young talent was in a strong position to advance, but saw his hopes dashed when he hit the barrier at the Nouvelle Chicane. The misjudgment came during a crucial flying lap. As Antonelli approached the chicane, he made a fateful error, ultimately damaging his left front wheel after tagging the barrier. Nice. The force of the crash was significant enough to impact the steering of his Mercedes, leaving him unable to control the car as it skidded further into the wall. Following the incident, race control was quick to act, displaying the red flag to halt the session. Despite the crash, Antonelli had already secured his spot in qualifying too. However, his damaged vehicle remained on the track, meaning he could not participate further, relegating him to a 15th place starting position for the race. In the aftermath, Antonelli reflected on the incident, expressing his disappointment over the costly error. He described how clipping the barrier prevented him from turning right, ultimately sending him crashing into the wall. Recognizing the setback, he conveyed his frustration, but also acknowledged the progress he made throughout the weekend. Leading up to qualifying, Antonelli had shown steady improvement. He completed the opening practice session with the 11th fastest time, only 8/10 behind the pace set by Charles Leclerc. By the second round of free practice, he managed to close that gap to just over 6/10, finishing 9th. However, his final practice session saw a drop-off, placing him 10th and over a second away from Leclerc's impressive 1:10.953 time. Despite these fluctuations, Antonelli remained optimistic about his chances, believing that he had made strides with the car's performance and his driving. "We've been struggling during the weekend, but in qualifying, I was trying to make steps in driving," he noted. It's clear that while a mistake marred his session, the lessons learned from this experience may prove invaluable in future races. The Monaco Grand Prix is notoriously difficult, and each moment on track counts tremendously. For Kimi Antonelli, this crash serves as a hard-earned reminder of the razor-thin margins in motorsport. As he gears up for the race, he carries the weight of this lesson, ready to apply it and hopefully emerge stronger in the upcoming challenges. The car showed promise during qualifying, but Kimi Antonelli faces challenges ahead. After a tough outing, he expressed disappointment, reflecting on the struggle to find his rhythm. "It's unfortunate to finish like this, especially after feeling the car was improving." Looking at the Monaco GP, there are high expectations despite the grid drop for Lewis Hamilton, following a near miss with Max Verstappen. It's been a challenging time for Antonelli, who found himself in 13th place at the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. With a race-ending electrical issue mirroring George Russell's woes, Antonelli is ready to reset and adjust his strategy for the Monaco race. Starting from 14th position, one spot behind Russell, he's hopeful with the new regulations requiring teams to utilize 3 different tire sets. Antonelli remains optimistic, stating, "We'll try something with the strategy to see if we can do something." Reflecting on his recent experiences, Antonelli acknowledges the importance of learning from these tough weekends. He believes there are valuable lessons to glean from each setback, indicating that while these past weekends haven't been ideal, they are an opportunity for growth. His home race was filled with pressure, being the first Italian driver in years to compete there. This added spotlight can be overwhelming, yet Antonelli felt uplifted by a secret message from Lewis Hamilton, calling it an amazing gesture from a respected figure in the sport. As the Monaco Grand Prix looms, all eyes will be on him to see if he can apply these lessons and make an impression, turning these challenges into a victorious response. Lando Norris delivered an exhilarating performance at the Monaco Grand Prix, clinching pole position from Charles Leclerc. The tension was palpable, as just 3 drivers were separated by a mere 0.2 seconds. It was a battle of precision, skill, and razor-thin margins. Norris not only achieved pole, but also set a new lap record around the iconic Monte Carlo circuit, a crucial feat for him. During the free practice sessions, it became clear that McLaren and Ferrari were the 2 frontrunners, both vying for that coveted top spot on the grid. Unfortunately for Mercedes, they struggled with pace throughout the weekend. Neither driver made it into the top 10, with Kimi Antonelli crashing out in Q1 and George Russell stopping in Q2. Max Verstappen of Red Bull appeared poised to challenge for pole as well. However, despite his impressive skill, Verstappen could only secure P5, which was a notable distance behind the McLaren and Ferrari drivers. Still, he gained a position due to a grid drop for Lewis Hamilton, who impeded him during the earlier qualifying rounds. As for Ferrari, after battling setup issues all season, they finally unlocked a strong one-lap performance. Charles Leclerc, racing on his home turf, topped the practice sessions, showcasing his determination to excel. Despite all this, in the end, there was just a minute gap of 0.19 seconds that handed the advantage to Norris. As qualifying unfolded, both drivers displayed their talents. Lando started strong, carrying extra speed through Saint Devote and gaining an early advantage. However, Leclerc fought back, showing remarkable speed in the second sector and maintaining excellent car stability in Monaco's twisty corners, particularly around the hairpin, where he exhibited precision. Interestingly, McLaren had appeared stronger in slow-speed corners during practice, but as qualifying progressed, the dynamics shifted again. While Leclerc had been fast in the third sector early on, it was here that Norris regained the upper hand to seize pole position. Telemetry analysis reveals that Norris took calculated risks, staying on the throttle longer through crucial turns, maximizing his speed over the curves. This daring approach allowed him to maintain a slight lead, ultimately securing him the top starting position. Despite a minor misstep in the third sector, Leclerc maximized everything from his SF25. His ideal lap data confirms this, matching his final lap time exactly, suggesting he had utilized every ounce of potential from his car. The Monaco GP showcased the thrilling competition between McLaren and Ferrari, offering fans a race filled with excitement and unexpected turns. With Norris's victory in qualifying, the stage is set for an exhilarating race, as everyone eagerly anticipates how this drama will unfold on the streets of Monte Carlo. Stay tuned for more insights and stories from this incredible sporting event, where every second counts and every lap could change the course of the championship. In an unexpected turn during the Monaco Grand Prix qualifying, Oscar Piastri found himself behind his teammate Lando Norris for the first time in several races. Despite showing strength in the slower corners, Norris outpaced him, especially in crucial sectors like the chicane and tabak. Although Piastri clocked the fastest first sector overall, it wasn't enough to secure a higher position. This performance might be a crucial psychological boost for Norris, especially considering Piastri currently leads the Drivers' Championship, which complicated the expectations surrounding Norris at the season's start. Speaking of championship contenders, Lewis Hamilton faced his own challenges. His final practice session was marred by a late crash, leading to red flags. Regaining confidence after such an incident is never easy. No. However, Hamilton did manage to set his fastest time during the session. The key factor for him was a lackluster performance in the second sector that hindered his position. Ultimately, he will face a 3-place grid penalty due to an incident with Verstappen during qualifying, placing him in 7th on the grid. On the other hand, Lando Norris attributes his spectacular pole position to driving smarter, not just faster. This strategy seems to have paid off well, setting the tone for a thrilling race ahead. As the excitement builds for the Monaco GP, strategies will play a vital role, especially with FIA enforcing a 2-stop plan this time around. What does this mean for the race? Expect early stops and aggressive tactics as teams vie for an edge. Stay tuned for more updates as this legendary event unfolds.